There's two phases of Silicon Valley. The Silicon Valley we all think about now, which in my view has quite obvious problems. But Silicon Valley won post-war, which was crucial in winning World War II. But then part of that were German-speaking immigrants moving to America and building technologies that were dual use, meaning they were used in the military first and then they were used for society. Silicon Valley 2 is we turn your data into a product, we make all the money, and you get to feel bad about not liking your cousin anymore. And Silicon Valley 3, I think, and where it will be often dual use. And so then that brings to Europe. Like, again, I think Europe has enormous benefits in lots of areas. I'll give you a neutral example. Like, people are always talking about reforming Americans' institutions, and I constantly tell them, well, stop talking to other Americans, go to Germany. Like, it's like, it actually works in Germany. Duale Ausbildung, which is like having, like, this works. Germans have a much higher standard of living in general than Americans. And like, why are we always talking to ourselves about what can work in America? Why don't you go to a country that works at scale? So you can't just go to like Scandinavia, it's too small, and bring them over. Why don't you hire some of them? Like, why are we constantly talking about it? We're clearly not good at this, but there is a country that's very good at this. And it happens to be a friend. And I would just say the same thing. It's like, okay, who knows why we're so good at this in our tiny sliver in America? But it's indisputable that we're good at it. And instead of, again, that's where I would say stuff that, people in Europe probably don't. It's like, stop the spending, get to the know-how. Tech, and we're probably the clock. Yeah. The interesting thing about tech is it's obvious we forget this. It's disruptive. Like, our little Foundry product in technical financial terms is growing at an internal rate of growth in the last couple of years at 150% in America in commercial and 240% in government, which means it's like this thing that's just sprouting up everywhere. We started a company with 5 people and a couple $1 million. Okay, that's how you build tech. Less money, more work, you go get the money. It's how it's done. There's no point having an academic discussion about how to do it. Just like in America, the academic discussions are like, should we have vocational education? Should we have this? Okay, get the experts.